everybody, welcome back to Final Resonance TV and my review on the SEM 200 system from XTUGA. This is an in-ear monitoring system that has 2 receivers in stereo and 2 transmitters in stereo. It's an affordable system with all the componentry you need to get started. We're going to get into it. I'm going to unbox it and then give it a review and take it out on a gig and see how it goes. By the way, in the description below you can get a discount if you're watching this video on this unit for 15% off. And you can also see more about the product in the product description link. So check that out. Let's get into it. All right, I'm doing an unboxing on a new in-ear monitor system I'm going to be trying out this weekend. This is the XTUGA SEM 200 system. It has 2 receivers and 2 transmitters, but the transmitters are all built into one rack space, which is pretty cool, using their half-space rack units. So I'm going to be trying this out on a gig. I was just starting to unbox it, so I thought I'd do a little video of that. Looks like it's got some cool features. This is also stereo on each side. So you got 2 independent stereo in-ear monitor transmitters and receivers here, all in one 19-inch space rack unit. So let's take a look at this and see what comes with it. All right, just pulling everything out of the box, checking things out. The rack unit is really cool, made out of metal, and the receivers are made out of metal. Look at that. Really cool. USB powered, which is interesting. Rechargeable, interesting. And the whips are replaceable and really cool and easy to put on, so that's kind of different. Your power's on the top. Your input for your in-ears are right there. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And everything looks pretty good in this rack. You've got USB-C cables to USB, I assume. Now, I don't know yet, but I'll tell you later, but this USB port on the front could actually be used to charge these via the power that was coming in the front of this. That's how I see it working. Now, I'm not sure. I have to read the manual, but so far, so good. You got ears if you want to use their stock ears, or you can use your own. And then, of course, dual stereo inputs on the back with the actual antennas on the back. So that is interesting. So anyway, that's kind of the overview of what I got. Some 4 quarter-inch cables came with it, and, you know, pretty straightforward. So just going to stick it in the rack and start using it, and then I'll do a formal review on it and do some more reviews on site at the shows this weekend. Today I got a cool review for you on the XTUGA dual IEM in-ear monitor system. This particular system is the first one that I know of that, especially in this price range, that allows you to have 2 transmitters and receivers in one rack unit. Usually it's a half-space unit or even a whole space unit with just one set of transmitter and receiver. This one has 2, and I'll show you the video. Let's get into the features of this unit. It's all metal construction, 19-inch rack mount, 2 outputs for headphones. It has a USB output on the front for power to charge the actual receivers, which are USB charged. And we'll get into that in a minute on the units. But really well built, simple displays that are really big, and you just select the frequencies that work in that particular room. And then what you can do is once you figure out what's clean as far as the frequency goes, you can take this and hit set and hold it in front of the IR part of this, and it will sync automatically to the channel that you're working with, either side. So it's really cool. So let's look at the back. Like I said, 2 headphone outputs on the front for externals. Then you've got, again, stereo inputs, combo jacks, so you can go 1/4 inch or XLR on both, and you have the option of the 1/4 inches here as well. And it's pretty cool, right? Real simple, real well set up. Big antennas in the back, works really well. My test on it was fantastic. I had great success with it. Okay, here's the receiver, made out of metal. Very nice. Has a USB charger on the side, or charge port on the side. You can plug it in, like I said, from the front of the unit or another USB charger. Very simple operation. Basically, you've got two controls underneath this green button. You've got 2 selections, mono and stereo, or volume. A lot of these units have those turn knobs, and the turn knob turns it on, but it also sets the volume. And that's a problem because you always turn it back down to turn it off, and then you don't know where you had it set before. But with this, you actually have the volume underneath the green button, and you can set the volume to whatever level you want. You can always return to that exact volume, which is real important to have a consistent mix that you enjoy. So that's how you use this. Power on the top, select the stereo mono input there, and then you can up or down or change it with these buttons. That's it. Simple. So that's a super simple receiver and transmitter. One of the cool things about it, besides being metal, is that it has a replaceable whip. You never see that on even the higher end units. It's amazing. And nice strong clip there. Like a great unit, great, well built. I wish they were all built like this. Amazing, amazing job, XTUGA, on this one. SEM 200 is a unit. Has two separate transmitters and receiver built into a 19-space rack. Pretty amazing for the cost of this unit. You're going to get an extra 15% if you go to the description below and go to XTUGA and order one of these. These are sub $300 units for two inter-monitor systems. It's amazing. And I'll show you some pictures of it in the rack when I was using it this last weekend on my show. And let's talk about that. It comes with some cabling, and it also comes with two of these little mini USB cables for your charger and a couple sets of in-ears. You can use your own in-ears as well. So, what did I think? Well, most in-ears are fairly flat. And what I always do is add a little top into them, a little bottom into them, and that's usually gets me, what I want tonally. Each in-ear system is different tonally. This one's just very flat sounding, so you'll probably, you may or may not, depends how your setup is, but you may want to add EQ to it. You may want to add compression, you may want to add gating. It just depends on your system. But for a great deal, you can have two in-ear monitor systems in a rack that are stereo. It's just blew me away that you could get it for this. And again, there's a 15% discount for my viewers in the description below to XTUGA, so go check that out. So on the unit, on the front, you have dual headphone outputs, 2 channels, and then on these channels, whenever you have the transmitter, one of the things I wanted to try out right away was to see how far I could get away from the unit before I had any dropouts. And I actually walked across my entire home through multiple walls and had no dropouts. Now, when you get to a venue, that's always a problem because there's always electrical interference and issues. So to reset that or to set it to the cleanest channel, what you do is you set the channel here up or down until you find one, and then you sync the receiver with it by just simply hitting set and then hold it in front of the IR in the front of this, and it will automatically sync that channel to this receiver. And then you can kind of find the best one for that room. So that's pretty cool. It worked great for me, and within 5 minutes I had a really clean, no interference receiver going. So anyway, that's the unit, real simple. On the back, these are stereo. Again, stereo. If you never use stereo on in-ears, you should do it. Everything seems like you're, it just feels more natural to me. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. So my test was done with it doing stereo in-ear monitoring. But you can set it to mono if you want. So either way, 2 mono ones or 2 stereo in-ear monitors is the way this works. So again, you've got power on the front for this, actually, that you can plug into the front of the transmitter receiver rack unit. Feel free to leave comments or questions, and I'll try to answer them for you. And check out XTUGA online and get that 15% discount in the description below. Thanks and have a great one. Rock on.